the game.
Hey there, I'm Kel Siddiqui. What started as helping people with their money at my dining room table grew into a 7-figure financial coaching practice. Now I teach others how to build a thriving coaching business of their own. Whether you're just starting out or you've been coaching for years, I'm here to help you make a bigger impact while doing what you love. This is the Financial Coach Academy podcast. Let's dive in. Growing a financial coaching business can feel overwhelming. Where should you focus first? Marketing, client processes, pricing? That's why we created the Ultimate Growth Guide, to help you cut through the noise and focus on what will actually grow your practice. Now available as a bingeable audio and video training, complete with a robust 40-page workbook and everything you need to implement. This guide has become the quarterly planning framework for hundreds of successful coaches who love how it simplifies complex growth decisions into clear, actionable steps. It is your blueprint for coaching in a client-centric, results-driven way. Get your copy today at financialcoachacademy.com/ultimate growth guide. Your future clients are waiting for the financial transformation only you can provide. We have got a review for the podcast, and I just want to say thank you to Alana Sadok, S-A-D-O-K. She left this review on iTunes, 5 stars, and she says, "I'll be the first to say it. I'm addicted to this podcast." I love this, by the way. Thank you so much. Kelsa, you know exactly how to make the listener feel good and understand where specifically they are at on their journey. I feel so supported by this podcast as an up-and-coming financial coach. I catch myself driving slower to have more time listening to the pod. Thank you so much for creating your business to support financial coaches so we can support more clients. It's a beautiful mission, and I love being part of it with you. Thank you so much. This brought a smile to my face, made me chuckle, and I really appreciate it. I do the same thing to some of my favorite podcasts where I sort of take the long way home, so I have a little bit more time with the episode. All right, Coach, welcome back to the podcast. I am really excited about today's episode because we are talking about something I get asked about all the time. So many coaches reach out wondering how they can grow their business when they aren't quite ready to invest in the Financial Coach Academy. Maybe you're just getting started, or you're in that phase where you're building momentum, but not quite ready for that level of investment. Today, we're going to walk through the many resources available to help you grow right where you are. We'll cover everything from our own free tools to industry resources that can help you level up your coaching skills and business knowledge. My goal is for you to finish this episode with a clear roadmap of next steps, regardless of where you are in your journey. There's this misconception that you need to invest thousands before you can make progress, and I want to bust that myth wide open today. We'll dive into the many ways you can grow your financial coaching business using resources that are available right now. But before we talk about specific resources, I want to address the mindset piece because it's absolutely foundational to your growth. Many coaches get stuck in this place of thinking they need to know everything before they can help anyone. And that's simply not true. I talk about this more in depth on episode 85 and also episode 72. The reality is that you likely know more than you realize about personal finance, and you've already overcome challenges that your future clients are still facing. We've seen coaches stall their businesses because they're waiting to feel perfectly prepared, when what they really need is to start working with clients and learn through experience. It's not one or the other. Gain knowledge by learning, studying, reading, or through experience. You are going to do both of those things simultaneously, always. I can't stress this enough. Growth as a coach happens through a combination of learning and doing, not just one or the other. Think about doctors. Even after medical school, they learn through residency by working with actual patients under supervisors. Financial coaching works similarly. You need both knowledge and practical experience to truly develop your skills. Here's why. When you already know a lot, what you're seeking is certainty. Can I coach someone? Do I know enough? Can I help someone? Can I really get someone results? And the only way to gain that certainty, that proof that you're after, coach, is to do, to make the decision to help someone and see the results for yourself. This ties in to the next mindset shift, which is to move from consumption to implementation. Many coaches consume endless content without taking action. The most successful coaches we work with are the ones who take one idea, implement it fully, measure the results, and then move on to the next thing. Our financial coach mastermind coaches excel at this. They are masters at identifying the area of their business they want to focus on, then the outcome they want to achieve in that area of their business, and then they commit to achieving that outcome by a set date. And they're learning so much at the exact same time, but they commit to an outcome first. How do you know what you need to learn unless you know what it is you want to be doing? They don't learn, then do. They learn, do, learn some more, modify, learn some more, refine, learn some more. They're not trying to do everything at once in their business either, nor are they waiting till they feel completely ready to take action. It is a mix of both of those things. Let's explore some existing resources now, but something important to keep in mind. Your growth journey is going to be unique based on your background, skills, and the clients you want to serve. The resources I'm about to share should be viewed as tools to support your journey, not checkboxes to complete before you start making an impact coach. Your job as a professional and as an entrepreneur is to be discerning on the offers that exist. What area of your business, of your own skills, are you trying to improve in? What area feels like there might be a gap? What is your weakest link and how can you strengthen it? Who do you resonate the most with and how can you learn from them? I'm going to laugh a little bit about this part if you don't mind, because every once in a blue moon, doesn't happen very often anymore, but every so often we'll get an email and the person will say that they're torn between the Financial Coach Academy and Dave Ramsey's program. And I sort of chuckle because I just think, how is that possible? Our value propositions are entirely different. What we offer is different. Our philosophies on coaching, people, financial progress, the strategies we adopt, so much are so different from one another. Here's what this typically boils down to 99% of the time. Not always, but a lot. We ask this person, if price was not a factor, because let's be honest, for financial professionals, you might be hyper fixated on the price tag. Which program do you feel aligns with your values the most, and which program is built on the philosophies that are most aligned with your view of the kind of coach you want to be, the kind of coaching you want to provide, and your perspective on people? 99% of the time they enroll in FCA, but because FCA is not the cheapest option, they were feeling torn between price and the program they actually felt the most aligned with. And I am not faulting anyone who asks these questions. Our clients can often feel conflicted during financial decisions as well. At the root of it, though, is self-awareness of what matters most to you, what factors you are trying to consider, what gap you are trying to improve in your own skill set, in your own business model. Keep that in mind as I explore this list. So let's start by talking about the free resources we offer that are specifically designed to help financial coaches grow. This might sound a little self-serving here, but we truly have so many resources that can get you started in your business. Why would I not share them with you so that you can make faster progress? Of course, you're already here listening to this podcast, which is one of the free resources we offer. One of the easiest resources to access for anyone who is or wants to become a financial coach is the Financial Coach Academy podcast. With well over 100 episodes to choose from, you are sure to find answers to the questions you have and the motivation to try something new. And if you have a question you'd love answered on the podcast, go to financialcoachacademy.com/podcast and share it with us. This very episode came from someone's submitted question. Hey, Crystal. The beauty of podcast learning is that you can fit it into the margins of your day while driving, as the reviewer said, exercising, or doing household tasks. I love doing it, listening to podcasts when I fold laundry. Next up, our free roadmap training is also a great starting point if you are trying to figure out your next steps in building your coaching business. This training walks you through the core elements of a successful financial coaching practice and helps you identify where to focus your energy right now based on where you're at. Coaches who have gone through this training often tell us it helped them get clarity on what to prioritize when they were feeling overwhelmed by all of the possibilities. You can find out more and access the free training at financialcoachacademy.com/workshop. Next up, is our Ultimate Growth Guide. It's another powerful low-cost tool that helps you map out a sustainable growth strategy for your coaching business. Many coaches use this guide as a framework for their quarterly planning because it helps them focus on high-impact activities. We've had coaches share with us how this guide, which is actually a private podcast and includes a robust accompanying workbook, helped them to double their client base in 6 months because it helped them stop spinning their wheels on low return activities and focus on those things that get their clients real results. Taking a brief detour, here's why the Ultimate Growth Guide was created. I know everyone wants the secret marketing formula that is guaranteed to work. I'm about to tell you what it is. It's your client's experience working with you and the results they see. Let me explain. Experience is how clients feel about the session itself. When clients think, this was so helpful, or I feel so much better, they're more likely to share that with others. Experience drives word-of-mouth referrals and strengthens your brand reputation. But our aim is not only for clients to be happy, but we want them to see tangible results. Tangible results back up how they're feeling. These are what gets them looking forward to their next experience with us. Retention of clients is all about whether your clients want to keep coming back. That is built on satisfaction or their experience today and anticipation for tomorrow. Real retention happens when clients see proof of their positive experience. The Ultimate Growth Guide gives you specific steps to strengthen your client experience so they not only feel empowered, there's tangible results that back up that experience. As a result, the lifetime value of your client increases and word-of-mouth referrals become your number one source of new clients. That is why the Ultimate Growth Guide is so powerful. You can access this guide at financialcoachacademy.com/Ultimate Growth Guide. The free Financial Coaches Unite Facebook group is up next. We host this incredible resource where you can connect with over 10,000 other coaches. You can ask questions and learn from other people's shared experiences. The value of community cannot be overstated when you're building a business that can sometimes feel isolating. We regularly answer questions and facilitate conversations, and we also provide guidance in the community that can help you overcome specific challenges. Next up is our monthly virtual financial coach meetup. It is a welcoming space to coaches of all experience levels, from those with teams and a fully scalable offer to those just thinking of becoming a financial coach. Surrounding yourself with others doing what you want to do or are also doing boosts your identity, curbs imposter syndrome, and gets you out from lurking on social media to engaging in a super supportive space. If you go to financialcoachacademy.com/subscribe and add your name and email address, you'll be notified every month of this free virtual meetup that most often happens on the third Wednesday of every month. The coaches who get the most from these free or low-cost resources are the ones who approach them with specific questions and challenges they're working through. They come with a learning mindset rather just a passive consumption approach, and that makes all the difference in how much value they can extract. Beyond our platform and offerings, there's a wealth of resources available to help you grow as a financial coach. Many established financial coaches host their own podcasts that offer different perspectives and approaches to the work we do. We've invited many of these coaches as guests on this podcast. I encourage you to explore several different financial coaching podcasts to get other viewpoints and hear other powerful voices. Books can be an incredible resource as well for deepening your knowledge in specific areas like behavioral finance, communication skills, or business development. Look for reading recommendations from coaches you respect, and don't feel you need to read everything. Focus on books that address your current growth edge. Also, someone told me this years ago, and I can't believe how helpful it was for me, so I'm passing it on to you, coach. Give yourself permission to not finish a book. As a professional, as an entrepreneur, you might start a book thinking it fills a gap you have, that it will give you tools you're looking for, or that it will spark genuine inspiration in some way. And then it doesn't do the thing you hoped for any number of reasons. Give yourself permission to not finish a book. I don't know. That was so freeing for my perfectionism back in the day, I tell you what. And so hopefully that is helpful for some of you and you can relate to that perfectionism. All right, back to my list of resources for you. Local small business development centers often offer free or low-cost workshops on business fundamentals like marketing, bookkeeping, and legal considerations. These resources can be particularly valuable if you're transitioning from an employee mindset to an entrepreneurial one. Many coaches also find value in business coaches or mastermind groups that aren't specifically focused on financial coaching, but address the entrepreneurial journey. Keep in mind, these are likely not free or your lowest cost option, but the value they deliver should match the price tag. That's the idea. The perspective from outside our industry can sometimes spark creative approaches to growing your practice. Or you could consider joining my mastermind, which also focuses on the entrepreneurial journey, but through the lens of financial coaching specifically. We also have our elite coaching program, which is where we mentor you privately. It's great for those looking to scale, reposition a current offer, expand their reach, or launch something new, but who also has a foundation of entrepreneurial skill and knowledge that they've already gained through experience. You can find out more about this program by going to financialcoachacademy.com/elite. Next, personal finance blogs, websites, and YouTube channels can help you stay current on financial topics and provide ideas for how to explain concepts to clients. Next, industry conferences, even virtual ones, and professional associations can be excellent for both learning and networking with potential referral partners. I'm a member of 5 different associations for financial professionals, each one of them giving me something unique. Speaking of conferences, if you're not already familiar with FinCon, it's an annual conference for money creators specifically. And if you are listening to this episode in real time, it is coming up in a few weeks in Portland. I'll be there and I'll be speaking about coaching as the future of financial education. Visit finconexpo.com, finconexpo.com for more information. And if you want a discount on your ticket, use the code KELSA50 at checkout. And be sure to let me know if you're attending so we can meet up, say hi, come give me a hug, that kind of thing. I would love to see you there. Okay, the key with these external resources, like I was saying earlier, is to be selective and intentional. Choose the ones that address your specific needs rather than trying to consume everything. Now, let's talk about how to combine these various resources into a personalized growth plan that will work for you. The first step, coach, is an honest assessment of where you currently are in your coaching journey and what your immediate needs are. Are you still developing your coaching methodology, working on finding clients, struggling with pricing or packaging your services? Your current challenges should dictate which resources you prioritize rather than trying to learn everything at once. We've seen coaches make amazing progress by focusing on just one area of growth for 60 to 90 days before moving on to something else. Once you've identified your focus area, then I want you to look for 2 to 3 resources specifically addressing that challenge and commit to implementing what you learn. This implementation can feel like the hard part when you have so much other work on your plate. Then create a simple learning schedule that is realistic for your life. Maybe it's listening to one podcast episode during your morning walk and then implementing one idea from it that week. Try blocking specific time for learning and implementation rather than fitting it in when you have time. If you do that, chances are you'll never have the time. I know from experience. Next, consider creating a peer accountability relationship with another coach who's at a similar stage. You can share resources, discuss what you're learning, and hold each other accountable for taking action. I've even found that these peer relationships evolve into valuable referral partnerships and friendships that support business long term. But also, it's normal for some accountability partnerships to be temporary. Maybe it lasts a year. If the goal is to hold each other accountable, the partnership ends when that is no longer happening. It doesn't mean you're no longer friends, colleagues, referral partners, each other's cheerleaders, peers, you name it. But the defined partnership of accountability meetings to hold one another accountable may not last forever, and that's okay. Next, document your learning and growth process. Keep notes on what you're trying, what's working, and what isn't. This creates a valuable resource for future reference. Next, set clear metrics to track your progress. If you're focusing on client acquisition, for example, track your consultation calls. If you're working on your process, track client outcomes. I like to pay attention to two things: how far I've come and how much further I need to reach my goal. And be patient with yourself during the entire process of growth, always. Building a successful coaching practice is a marathon, not a sprint. You can make incredible progress in just 6 months by being focused and consistent with your learning and implementation, but not even notice that progress on a week-by-week basis. Remember, your growth plan should evolve as your business does. The resources that serve you now might be different from what you'll need 6 months from now. Your growth plan is a circle, and it always starts back with an honest assessment of what you need. Now, let's get into some practical examples of how coaches have combined these resources to solve specific challenges in their business. One common challenge is crafting a clear offering. Many coaches struggle with exactly what services to provide and how to package them. A practical approach would be to listen to our podcast episode on service packages, review the relevant section in the Ultimate Growth Guide, and then join the Facebook group to ask specific questions or get catered feedback about your draft of offerings. Another frequent challenge is having confident sales conversations. To address this, you might start with sales modules in the roadmap training, complement that with our episodes on selling, books on consultative selling, or courses on enrollment conversations, and then practice with a peer coach for feedback. If you are struggling with time management, the process might involve using the podcast, specifically episode 88 and 106, and perhaps finding a business operations mini course. Marketing is another area where coaches often seek guidance. The roadmap training covers marketing fundamentals, which you could supplement with industry-specific webinars and local business development workshops on digital marketing. We also have a number of podcast episodes on the topic, including number 105, 93, 66, and many others. Client retention and results is a growth area for many coaches. Our podcast has several episodes on effective coaching techniques that you could combine with books on behavior change and financial psychology. For each of these examples, the key is taking what you learn and immediately applying it in your business, even in small ways. If you learn about a new approach to discovery calls, for example, try it with your very next prospect rather than waiting until you feel completely confident. We've seen coaches transform their businesses by taking this implementation-focused approach to learning and their growth. The most important factor isn't which specific resources you choose, but your commitment to applying what you learn consistently over time. As you leverage these resources and grow your practice, you'll eventually reach a point where you're ready for more structured support. Signs that you might be ready for something like the Financial Coach Academy include having a few clients and feeling like you're ready to be a more professional financial coach, if you will. Another indicator is when you're successfully implementing what you learn from free resources, but finding yourself with questions that go beyond what those resources cover. You notice that you're looking for more beyond basic advice to try and seeking a more nuanced understanding of strategies. Many coaches reach a point where they want to refine their methodology or deepen their identity as a financial coach. They want to improve their deliverables, their coaching, or their business model. And those types of things often require more structured guidance. Until you reach that point, continue to leverage the many resources that are available to you that help you build a strong foundation for your coaching practice. Remember that there's no rush. Growing at a pace that allows you to serve clients well and build sustainable systems is more important than rapid expansion. I know we've covered a lot of ground today about how to grow your financial coaching business using available resources. The key takeaways are to be focused in your approach to learning, consistent in your implementation, and patient with your growth process. Here are 3 action steps I encourage you to take this week, coach. First, identify your most pressing current challenge or growth opportunity in your coaching business. Second, select 1 to 2 resources from what we've discussed today and directly address that challenge and commit to working through them in the next 30 days. Third, find an implementation buddy, another coach or business owner who can provide accountability and feedback as you apply your learning. If you haven't already joined our free Facebook community, that is a great place to find support and connect with other coaches on similar journeys. or join our monthly virtual meetup and find someone there if you're not on Facebook. The roadmap training we offer is also available through the link in the show notes if you want a structured starting point. I would love to hear which resources you decide to focus on and what you implement from them. Drop us a message or post in the Facebook group to share your experience. Remember, every successful financial coach started exactly where you are now. The difference makers are consistency, implementation, and a willingness to learn through action. As a financial coach, you know the importance of all the financial professionals in your life and business. Next week on the podcast, we're going to talk about helping your clients build their own money team, from accountants to insurance support to investments. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss it. I'll see you next week, Coach. That's all for today. If you're ready to grow your own financial coaching business, head over to financialcoachacademy.com for helpful resources and tools. If this episode helped you, hit subscribe and leave us a review. I'll see you next week.